Now the teaser has become a rapid fire edition. So we're just going to get right into it. It is 12:36 a.m. on May 28th.
And go Seth freaking Rollins, your new heavyweight champion on Monday Night Raw.
He gets the big gold belt.
Night of Champions was nice.
Jimmy Uso super kicks the hell out of Roman Reigns, and Roman sells the hell out of the second one.
Oh, doesn't he? Doesn't he? I can't wait to Friday to see how this is going to turn out, because the storyline has been amazing. As much as I don't like for it to end, I know every great thing comes to an end, but the bloodline has been a beautiful thing. It's been beautiful.
So now we'll see how this plays out. Well, we'll discuss it later. But if you were to tell me that on Memorial Day observance, we were going to get a game flipping 7, I would have been like, you have lost your natural mind. But nonetheless, here we are.
I'd have said the same thing.
We are going to get a game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics.
Why?
The Celtics led by 11. Miami came back. Jimmy Butler was fouled by Al Horford behind the three-point line. Jimmy Butler sinks all 3 free throws. Miami has a 103 to 102 lead. They put 3 seconds back on the clock. And, of course, you can see Jimmy Buckets in the huddle talking about one stop, one stop, one stop. So, Derek White ends up inbounding the ball for the Celtics. Gets it to Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart almost won the game himself with his game-winning shot as it was going halfway down the rim.
You'd have lived or died by that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I mean, if he makes it to hell, you tip your cap. But
exactly.
The guy that inbounded the ball somehow gets free for a tip-in at the buzzer, gets his hands with 0.1 second left.
What did I say? What did I say on our little IG live little thing? How you don't box out? How you don't box out? And number one, you don't even have to guard the inbounder. Just protect the perimeter. Nobody should not have got behind anybody. And if in the video I showed you, it was Bam's fault. Bam was in that area, but Bam retreated to the top of the key. He didn't have to do that. It was covered. It was covered. Here or there, but this is why me and you sit here and do a show. I work at Kaiser, so, you know.
Nonetheless, Derek White, with the tip-in, gives the Boston Celtics a 104-103 victory, and the Boston Celtics, channeling their 2004 version of the Boston Red Sox. Of course, the Boston Red Sox were down 3-0 to the New York Yankees in the American League Championship Series in 2004. The Red Sox won 4 straight, then turned around to sweep the Cardinals in the World Series to finally give them their first world title since, of course, 1918, lifting the curse of the Bambino. The Red Sox have won 3 more after that, 07, 2013, 2018, and 2007. So the Red Sox have kindly lifted the curse since then.
Yeah.
But Boston possibly did everything in their power
to give it away,
to give this game to Miami, as Boston was playing lights out in the first half. Jason Tatum was that guy again in the first half, and then Jason Tatum again, for some reason, seems to just disappear.
Wait. This is Jason Tatum
doing the Orange Cassidy in the fourth quarter. But he was the game high scorer with 31. Marcus Smart had 21 big points, shot 7 of 15. Jaylen Brown had 26, shot 9 of 16. The Heat, despite the fact they lost by 1, Jimmy Butler did not shoot the ball well at all. Jimmy Butler shot 5 of 21.
And we said we thought he wouldn't do that again, especially after game 5. But
yeah,
it continued.
Bam shot 416. Again, it was Martin, it was Vincent that were keeping him in the game.
Yeah.
Duncan Robinson had 13 points, but he had some wide open looks that normally
That go down.
would make, but it rimmed out. But Jimmy Butler did catch a little streak towards the end. He scored 13 out of the last 15 points as Miami just found ways to make shots. Eventually took the lead, but again, Derek White was Johnny on the spot because from the initial eye test, it looked like White snuck it in, but you wasn't too sure. But
it was off that finger.
When they go to the replay,
just got off
before the red lights flashed across the backboard. Yeah. And again, as we said in our IG powwow on our IG page, which you can find Mizzle Dub Show on Instagram with 3 underscores. I don't want to be that guy.
We never do. We don't. But isn't it just that Game 7 falls on Memorial Day, just like Game 7 of my Sixers and Celtics fell on Mother's Day, you know, where people are sitting at home. Now, like, you just didn't see both historical franchises getting swept. You just didn't see that. I would have thought that it would have been the Lakers not getting swept not more than the Celtics, you know, because, you know, it's Bron.
But nonetheless, the Nuggets, who were the better team, did sweep them. Even though the Lakers were mainly competitive in that series. Yes. But the Nuggets still busted the brooms. Because, I mean, the Celtics just look lifeless in Game 3. Just look completely lifeless. And you're thinking, this is it. This is
the body language.
But kudos to Boston. Kudos to Joe Mazzulla. Yeah. Which you don't want to take away. You don't want to take away from Boston, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, there's always this talk about the script.
Well, you know about it. I know about it. Anybody that's been following the NBA for a while should know about it. I mean, hell, even a former NBA player talked about the script.
Yes. Watch the Vlad TV episode with John Sally.
Tremendous basketball player. Excellent career.
And John Sally will tell you that the Pistons fucked up the script because the Pistons were not supposed to win their 2 titles in the late 80s and early 90s. Supposedly, there was supposed to be more than just one Jordan versus Magic NBA Finals, according to that interview on Vlad TV. Watch it to get understanding.
And you know what? I'd have been happy with more Magic versus Jordan. That would have been nice.
Even though I think Magic would have gotten 1, and then Michael would eventually get him through.
So you said there would have been an L on MJ's record?
Before 91, I'm going to say yes, because in 87, 88, those Lakers teams were just too strong. And people forget that the 89 Lakers, before they met the Pistons in the 89 finals, swept through everybody during their playoff run. And then once Magic tore his hamstring in Game 1, that was it. Lakers gave a valiant effort, but the Pistons just saw blood. Just saw blood when Magic got hurt, and that was that. Which always goes back to the great debate. Okay, if Jordan does not retire the first time after they three-peat 93 against the Suns, the question would have been, would they have tied the Celtics of winning 8 straight titles, which of course Boston did back in the 50s and 60s. Of course, Stephen A. Smith was talking to Kenny the Jet Smith, and Kenny Smith said, "I think we would get one of them." To which Kenny Smith made the valiant point to where
I think all players, would say that. What player is going to say that, oh, that team of that era would have whooped our squad? Of course they're going to say that. It's almost like when you interview a boxer. Do you think you're going to win the fight? I'm here to win the fight. I'm not here to lose. Like, who just goes around and said that they're going to lose or, to that degree? So, of course they're going to say that. Just like Shaq will say he'll beat any. He even said his Cleveland Cavalier team, when he was on the Cleveland Cavaliers team, would have beat somebody. No, excuse me. His Boston Celtics team would have beat somebody. I'm like, bro, you're at the declining of your career when you put on that Boston Celtic uniform. Get out of here. I would have more said if you're a Miami Heat team with Dwayne Wade, you would have beat a squad because, yes, you were still in your prime and you were determined to get Wade a ring as you proclaimed. So, no, anything that he says they're wearing a Boston Celtic uniform, you know you're lying, bro. You know you're lying, but you're not going to say that. There's no player or any athlete will admit defeat. It's just not in their DNA.
No. No, I mean, some will tip their cap if they get beat fair and square. Others will just try to throw every excuse in the book. And let me make this unequivocally clear. As they have betting odds of where LeBron will go next if he decides to leave the Lakers, which I don't think he's going to leave the Lakers, but let me just say this right now. LeBron James, stay the hell away from the Golden State Warriors.
Super dope beat maker. The one
with
that
his he's not wearing the bonnet for once. In his ravishing Rick Rude robe, what I like to have right now.
Mr. Wade Wilson.
Well, the colors, yes, but
it's Mr. Wade Wilson. Yes, it's a Deadpool robe. I'm jealous. Yes, the father is jealous of the son.
Okay,
you're done. We need to see all that. You're done.
I thought I put on the.
Okay, that means you didn't buy him that robe. Somebody else did.
Yeah, his stepmother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and she didn't get you one. The tragedy.
So minced my face on Christmas when he opens that, and I'm like, I'm the biggest Deadpool fan around here. Our asshole matches.
Yes, it is.
What the H? So yes, every time he walks around and she's here, and I'm like, see, that could have been my robe. So I love that woman.
Well, maybe she's trying to find you the right Deadpool robe, which
it's okay.
Still could be out there.
He takes care of the babies. Well, they're not babies anymore. Grown ass fucking dinosaurs, if you ask me.
Well, there are some Deadpool shoes that I came across.
You say DP shoes?
What?
Yes, I'll have to send them to you.
Anyway,
back to the.
Sorry about that, but we have to give the super dope beat maker his flowers, because without him, we don't have a lot of this stuff that goes on. The Mizzle and Dub Show YouTube page would not be where it is right now.
Oh no,
we wouldn't have all the graphics, we wouldn't have the music. So we have to give flowers to the young man. So there it is, and he just so happens to be my son.
the aspiring super dope beat maker.
Yes.
But back to the matter at hand is just I don't want to say Miami lost the game. I'll just say they ran out of time. I'll just say they ran out of time, and they forgot
to come back from 11 down.
Yes,
like I think they cut it close. They cut into it with maybe 4 or 5 minutes left.
They cut it into down to 5 and 4 more than once, but it just seemed like Boston would go on a mini run to get it back up.
It was answers on top of answers. That's all that was. Whatever Miami threw, Boston came back with a counter, and then Boston threw, Miami came back with the uppercut. It was just it was a beautiful game.
It was 98. It was 98-88. Boston's up 11. I'm just thinking, this is really going back to a game 7. And then here comes Jimmy Butler going to the foul line, being aggressive, hitting his free throws, and then all of a sudden makes a huge 3. And then decides to take the last 5 minutes into his own hands. And again, he's not, even though he struggled, He still found ways to get a little minutes per going, which I think he is going to have a huge game 7 on
I don't disagree.
Monday. I just do.
We know how far this team goes. When Jimmy Butler is spot on and when he's Jimmy Buckets, let's just throw it out there. When he's Jimmy Buckets, that team goes pretty far. And I love what it's one of the few times that Charles Barkley actually speaks with some goddamn sense. He said, if anybody heard Jimmy Butler's press conference at the end, he said that, the guys, I have to be, he put basically put the blame on himself, and he said that he has to be a certain way and the guys will follow. So basically putting onus on himself that he needs to be the man, which he said he will be the man. And I believe that anything that comes out of Jimmy Butler's mouth, he can sell me a freeze in Alaska and I'll be like, yes, I'll buy it. You know what I'm saying? That's how confident I am in Jimmy Butler. But the jump on what Charles Barkley said, he said that's good that Butler is owning that because that team follows him. If his demeanor or if he's looking like this game is getting out of line, they're going to feed off that. But if Jimmy is on and he's, so I agree with you. I don't see Jimmy. Well, we said this about the last 2 games, but Jimmy plays damn well on the road. And they already took 2 in Boston, so they already know what they need to do. So it's not like they're going out there with Boston. And again, Boston don't play good at home. So with everybody thinking about this going to be game 7 at home, the crowd, this, that, and the third, Boston is the worst home record out throughout the whole playoffs. They didn't protect home.
No.
So this game ain't going to be
a cakewalk.
Yeah, I believe somebody will build a double-digit lead, but it won't last long. And to piggyback off what you've been saying in the previous shows, as we've been talking about the Miami, the Heat, and just how their rise throughout the whole playoffs, I trust Eric Spoelstra. I really like Stephen A. Smith, without a shadow of a doubt. I trust that he will make the right adjustments in the situation. I mean, like you said, credit to Mizzle, though, for him to be a rookie coach and to be just on the brink of getting the Celtics back into the finals by being there just a year ago. So that's outstanding. Not taking credit for him, but I don't know how he will handle the crunch situation. He did it well against Doc Rivers, but hell, everybody does get well against Doc Rivers in Game 7. It's not with the Sixers. That's just a fact. I'm bringing up a fact. I'm not even trying to. The clown
he's not trying to
Rivers MO. He does not win in Game 7s. It does not happen. Even when he has commanding leads, he does not close out the series when it counts. So
correct.
I believe Missoula they will be more prepared. I think the difference is I believe the players are coaching a little bit more than Missoula is. If that's the difference.
That's a fair analogy. It really is, because I mean, again, just going back to what Spoelstra said as Browns, he like, we'll be ready.
Yeah.
I mean, we like doing this the hard way, but we'll be ready. It's just he was not.
You didn't see no nervousness or no like, oh my God, we're going back to Boston. You saw a cool, but you know what though? Who's his general manager? Who is his idol? Who put him in this situation? Pat Riley is about the coolest person on the other side of the pillow, if you ask me. The man, he didn't been there. So that's why I trust Spoelstra more, because he has you already know Pat Riley's already been in his ear. They are. They're probably sitting side by side on their way to Boston right now or whatever. They're going up through the game plan right now. He's probably coaching them up. I mean, he doesn't need to know more. No, they'll go coaching up. But I would love to be in that conversation to hear what's going on, how they're going to strategize, because Spoelstra's going to take any type of advice that Riley's going to give him. I mean, he would be dumb not to. But I still believe it's going to be a hell of a game. I believe Marcus Smart is going to come to play. Marcus Smart is going to be one of the guys that's going to be there ready to whatever it takes. And again, that ball almost went down. So in his mind, to make in his mind a little bit, I damn near won the game. Like that would have been the big, even though they celebrated, with White, but that would have been a big walk off. Oof. Oof. Tatum will have a good game. He will have a good game, but I don't think it won't be 50-point good game, but he will have a good game. I just think Jimmy Butler is going to carry this whole. Jimmy Butler ain't sitting down. I don't see Jimmy sitting down. I don't see Tatum sitting down, Brown sitting down. I see everybody out there giving it their all for this game 7.
But the
and what sucks is they're going to be tired because 3 days later.
Yeah, June 1st starts game 1.
3 days later. Sorry, America. I have to do a little math in the head there real quick to make sure I was on point with what I was saying.
Yeah, June 1st.
That's the start.
Is starts in. Oh, actually, wait a minute.
So wait, if Boston wins, does it go to Denver?
If Boston wins, they have home court because Boston had
the best record right now.
Has 4 more wins than the Nuggets. Nuggets had 53 wins. Boston had 57. So home court would be on the parquet floor in Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, and I just want to verify and clarify that.
Man, you know what? I really don't like skipping days because I like to take one day at a time, but I really would like today to go by in the flash. Because I'm ready for this game 7. I'm ready to put the spare ribs on the grill.
Oh, he said ribs. Yes. Home court in the finals, if it was to be the Celtics, would go to Boston due to Boston's 57-25 record opposed to the Nuggets 53-29. So there you go. So Denver would be the one traveling, if you will, for lack of a better term. But I think for me, the X factor is going to be the former Santa Barbara Gaucho, and that is Gabe Vincent, who has been outstanding during this whole entire playoff run. I think he'll be a huge key in Game 7. If he can complement Bam and Jimmy Butler, Miami stands a very good chance of winning a 3rd time on the parquet floor in Boston, Mass. Go ahead, sir.
Now, was it Vincent that missed Game 5?
He missed Game 5, yes.
Okay, and he played tonight. Last night. And
yes.
What is your percentage on Brogdon? Even though the Celtics did damn good without him, but do you think that he comes back? Because I didn't know the severity of his injury.
Neither do I. I think if he does try to play, I think he's going to be limited.
Yeah,
it's going to have to be.
Just not even play him.
It's going to have to be limited minutes. Yeah, that's one analogy, but also it's Game 7. You need all hands on deck.
Well, I like I said, they're going to have to run with they're not going to use their whole bench because I don't see Tatum coming off the floor. I don't see Jaylen Brown coming off the floor. Marcus Smart might be the only one that might come off the floor a little bit, but he won't be for long because you want to get Greg Williams in the game especially for his rim protection.
Yes, absolutely.
For the Heat, I don't think Jimmy Butler's coming off the game. I think maybe the other four might get rest or whatever, it'd be quick. But maybe Bam would get like maybe a 5-minute rest throughout the whole.
So you think Jimmy's going to Iron Man and play all 48?
I believe so. You unless he's in foul trouble.
Yeah.
If he's not in foul trouble, I see right now Jimmy is resting his body these 48 hours. Yeah. I just see him just decompressing, relaxing, and he's gonna just leave it all on the floor, which he does every game. So I see him playing all 48.
Well, I still have Miami winning Game 7.
I do too.
I picked Miami to win the series. I'm not going to go against that now.
Yep.
We're just going to call this Game 14 because last year's conference finals went the full 7. Of course, they were one Jimmy Butler 3-point shot away from getting to the finals.
This is the rubber match. Rubber match.
It is a rubber match. Yes, indeed, it is.
It's a rubber match.
It is 7-7 in this continuation of the conference finals, and of course, the winner will go on to take on the Denver Nuggets in the finals. Now, if you are Denver, do you think too much rest might hurt the Nuggets in Game 1 once we get there on June the 1st?
No. Not when you got the walk in the building triple double in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Not when you got that, and then Jamal Murray is starting to see the basket better.
Yes,
and since that big game he had that quarter, he has not relinquished what he has done. So I think Mike Malone had them boys in tune. They'll be pumped up, ready to go. You know, I would honestly, since I'm picking Miami to win, I would love Denver to get Game 1. That would be nice. No, I'm just saying for it to be hosted. Excuse me, I should use my words a little better.
Yes.
I would like for Denver. Wait a minute, I'm saying something nice about Denver.
Well, this ain't the Broncos you're talking about.
It don't matter. It's still Denver. It's almost like talking about the Colorado Rockies, bro. We don't do that. We don't do that around here. You know that. But anyway.
But the Rocky Mountains are very, very beautiful.
I would love for that city to get that, especially for their first time being in there.
Yes.
So
yes.
To them to have that, to get it, because they're salivating if they have to go to Denver.
Oh, yes.
For the first two. They're going to be salivating for Game 3.
Absolutely, yes.
So just give it to them Game 1, which means that Miami is winning. That's what I want. But that would be amazing, though, for that city to get that Game 1, because this is their first appearance,
But if you noticed, late in the fourth quarter, Miami started to go to a zone, and that messed with Boston.
I don't know why they start with it. The zone has been given to Boston their whole playoffs, even when the Sixers ran on them.
Now you're reading my mind, because I'm just like, well, why don't you start with it, and then if they're adjusting, then you adjust. But
yeah,
if it's,
but what it's the strategy. It's letting you know that what Miami has shown is, yeah, you can get up on this, but if we start playing this type of way, we can,
Miami definitely wants to make it ugly. They love playing ugly basketball. The uglier, the better.
They're like our Giants, man. It's torture. And I'm not even a Miami fan, but I'm a Jimmy Butler fan, which makes me a Miami fan right now. But it's torture. It's like, so.
And normally in situations like this, and it's been proven this year, in close games like that, in the playoffs, before the loss, I think Miami was 6-2.
They win this game. In the other situation, they win this game. They close out pretty. Yeah, you're right. They close out pretty well.
Well, now they're going 6-3. But in close games like this, this is where the Heat have always thrived. Yeah, and
indeed,
I just think they might thrive again on Sunday. Again, it's Monday. Yes, well, tomorrow, since technically it is Sunday. But here's my question for you.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Do you think Boston has spent all their energy just to get back into the series to tie it?
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna answer that, and I have a rebuttal question.
Okay.
I don't know. This team is rather young.
Correct.
So the only thing that I'm gonna say that the reason why they would lose this game is because of their coach. I think they'll be ready. I don't think they're spent. They were just in the finals last year, man. They know what they need to do.
Correct. They know how to get there. Absolutely.
They were there. It's still fresh. So it's not like they're 2 years, 3 years removed to where they have to figure it out. I'm only concerned, if I'm a Boston fan, is their coach. Is he going to coach and put them in the right situations when it's needed? Are
the adjustments going to be made when he needs to? That's been
no way in hell that you should be 3 seconds trying to win the game, how you were playing the game earlier. You know, there's, like I said, kudos to Miami because they play their, I wouldn't say they play more Spurs kind of basketball because they adjusted and they made, because, you know, Popovich don't make too many adjustments.
No. But when he does, it normally works.
Yes, but then they get right back into
running the offense.
Exactly. I'm gonna say no, but now the question that I have for you is, did that tip in demoralize the Heat in general? Can the Heat bring that? Can they snap out of that? Oh my God, we should have won this game. We should not be going to Boston. I know what Spoelstra said, they're going to be ready, but do you think that right there kind of took something away from them and they won't shake it and they'll still bring that to Boston? Or do you think they will be prepared and like ready to really get out there and play? Because Shaq brought that up on the
yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Can they get out of this, that they won this game and go and handle business?
He did mention that. And I don't say it's going to be a distraction. I'm going to say no, because again, they follow 22's lead. And 22 was not flustered in his press conference at all.
Was not.
He was not. So it was just, again, 24-hour rule. You dwell for 24 hours and then you get focused on game 7. Because again, as the series progresses, it's not about scout reports, about who executes their plan the best.
100%.
That's what a game 7 is. So
100%.
You know, they know what each other runs as a team. They know this. It's just a matter of, okay, you're gonna have to score over me because I'm gonna try to block everything you got. Yeah. That's what it's gonna come down to. And as per usual, it's gonna come down to coaching. And if it comes down to coaching, I trust Eric Spoelstra over Joe Mizzle. That's just me. And that's no disrespect to Joe Mizzle. He's done a fantastic job. Got the Celtics to another conference final for the second consecutive year. But Spoelstra knows what it takes to get there. Hell. And while yes, on paper,
he's won 3.
What? Spoelstra?
How many did he get with LeBron?
2.
3. So that's 3.
He might have been on the coaching staff in 06 or he might have been an intern.
He has a ring. 06. He was there.
Okay.
Matter of fact, who the hell was the coach that year?
Was it
Pat Riley?
Oh. Pat Riley took over. Pat Riley took over. I'm trying to understand who he took over for. Let me see here. Hold on. Let's look at it real quick. Hold on.
Spoelstra was on the staff because he took over right after that year, I believe. That year.
Hold on. Okay, so wow, that's okay. The eventual season started with Stan Van Gundy as their coach.
That's right.
Who resigned on my birthday, nonetheless. Pat Riley took over.
Right. Who took over?
Pat Riley.
All right. That's right.
And of course, that was the 15-strong team of the Miami Heat, for lack of a better term. But again, that was the Dwayne Wade put the whole entire team on his back, and Miami wins the title.
You talk about one player determined. It only had Shaq and went out there and did his thing. Just watch Dwayne Wade in those finals. Matter of fact, you can talk about the whole playoffs, period. Dwayne Wade was a monster through the whole playoffs all the way up to the finals. He was a monster.
That he was. So, yeah. Spoelstra has been a part of every single championship the Miami Heat won, yes. Because he has been an assistant since 1997.
Well, he started the production. He started the production, didn't he?
Yeah, he was in the he was in the video department. Absolutely.
See, that tells you can start at the smallest spot in the position. You work your way up. Hell, that was Pat Riley.
Yeah, he was also a director of scouting for Miami. So, like I said, he has been there from the underground up.
He paid his dues to be where he's
at.
Yes,
he did. Yes, he did.
Pretty much.
Absolutely, he paid his dues.
So that means he knows that organization in and out. So that's
well,
that. I don't think.
Can say. Go ahead.
Well, you're first. I don't think he'll be fired. I think this is one position to where that he might just retire. Might be how the Pittsburgh Steelers do their coaching, unless they just completely go. I mean, we know it's a winning business, but look what the Spurs are doing. The Spurs ain't been shit for 3 years? 3 years now?
Yeah.
You think they getting rid of Popovich?
Oh no.
For who?
Popovich can leave anytime he wants to leave. And I know for a fact if Tim Duncan does not take over. Hey Becky, you want to come back to San Antonio? If the Raptors don't want to give Becky Hammond the job after
she knows that organization in and out because that's where she started.
Becky Hammond has no problem.
Like you said, if it ain't Tim Duncan, it'll be her for sure. Yeah, 100%.
One of those two. It's going to be those two.
100%. Dropping knowledge on everybody.
But actually, kudos to the Aces. They raised their banner, and the ladies got their rings tonight. So,
well, you know what? I hope Mark Davis knows how that feels, and he can produce that shit to these motherfuckers. Okay. That's what since '83, Davis has hosted a banner in anything.
This is the 40-year anniversary of the last Raiders Super Bowl, current Super Bowl to this date. Yes.
So soak that shit up, Marky Mark, and rub that shit off on this damn team. I want a freaking Super Bowl before I perish this earth, before God calls me home. I want to see a victory. I don't want to be up there to see a victory. I want to be here. Okay?
Oh, and he will be out here for the parade. I'm just telling you that right now. He will be like, come pick me up at the airport right now. Not now, but right now.
I already took the flight and didn't tell you I was coming. But yes, come pick me up, please. Yes. I know Mom's is going to be like, yes, you can stay. I already know the door is always open for me.
No, because the minute it goes 00, I said, did you pay for your ticket yet?
Well, that would be after I get my merchandise.
Super Bowl shirt? Oh, yeah, merchandise.
No. There will be more than just a shirt. Damn it.
Oh shit. He's going to milk the fuck out of this.
There will be a hoodie.
The hat he'll never wear.
You damn right. It'll be in the man cave. Okay. You know what else is going to happen? I'm going to get the shit that they put on TV. Get the whole thing of watch the season of how they won the Super Bowl from start to finish. Yeah, I'll order that shit. Never ordered that shit when it came with the Warriors, the Giants, or anything like that. But these bastards win a Super Bowl? Y'all gonna hate me into the next Super Bowl winner. I promise you. I promise you. In a good way, you'll hate me. But I promise you. You can't tell me nothing.
Heaven forbid if they repeat.
Oh, another year? But if you thought all I need is the Sixers, Sharks, and Raiders, and my whole fandom is complete.
Damn fucking Sharks, bastards.
Sixers, Raiders, Sharks. Happy. Fandom is complete. The Sharks had a chance. Credit card was ready. Ready.
And the damn Penguin said no.
Damn man, that's Sid the Kid.
Yeah, I get it. Him and Chris Letang, especially Chris Letang.
He was the one that was whipping more ass than it was Sid the Kid.
Yeah, he torched us in 2016, no question. But hey, The Sharks fought it to 6 valiant games.
Hey, you know what? Did we? I didn't even expect to make the playoffs that year.
No, like I said,
I washed my hands with them, especially the year before.
After the disappointment of the year before, you're like, you know what?
With the Queens,
screw you.
With the Queens, when they were up three games none on the Queens, and lost.
That was the year before.
The year before.
That was the year before.
You see the heartache that us Sharks fans go through, ladies and gentlemen. This is real. This is real passion when it comes to the Sharks. I tell you what. I know. I text my brother with the sports, with the Giants, especially the Giants, but I text him more about the Sharks than any other organization. I promise you. If you can go through our history of our text, it's a lot of hate.
That just goes. Yes, we talk a lot of crap about our teams when they lose. The Sharks more than any of them, because they're the ones that break our hearts the most.
Yes.
We're like, you freaking bastards! You do this to me every year, and then all of a sudden,
the year they won the President's Cup, I was like, shit.
Exactly. For those that are not major hockey watchers, the President's Cup goes to the team that have the best record, that have the most points.
Bad luck.
Yes, this year's winner was the Boston Bruins. The Boston Bruins were up 3-1 to the eventual Eastern Conference champions, which are the Florida Panthers. And congratulations to them. They've done a fantastic job, a fantastic run, as now they await the Stars and the Golden Knights to see who they're going to play.
Which has been a tremendous series as well. But yeah, if you win the President's Cup, you pretty much don't get far.
Yeah, sometimes you lose in the first round.
And so when the Sharks win it that year, I instantly text my brother, like I said, shit.
Okay, so I take that back. Okay, so the year before, they didn't even make the playoffs. So, and they had a winning record. So 2014, 2015, they had a winning record. It's just they didn't make the playoffs. So we were like, you know what? Screw this.
What did Bobby say? The hell with them.
The hell with them. Not going to pay attention to them. Then all of a sudden, they get into the playoffs. You're like, oh, okay.
Hey, wait, bro. It's the Vince McMahon meme.
Right.
It was. Oh.
Then when they scored the empty netter against the Blues to get to the conference finals, you're like, these fuckers are actually going to go to the Stanley Cup Finals. I'm like, really?
And they were playing good hockey, and we didn't get two shits. And
yes.
No. I mean, I think at that point we didn't want to jinx it.
No, we
did dip in on a few games.
Yeah. Well, first off, okay, it was like, okay, well, at least they got revenge against the Kings because that was their matchup in the first round.
Yes,
they beat the Kings.
The year that they were up 3-0.
Yes,
I was in LA talking shit to my.
Oh, I know you were.
You remember I was in LA.
Yeah.
Shit to my. We at the. They took me out to the sports bar, and the Sharks were playing the one game. The matter of fact, the first game they lost. The first one they lost, I'm like, but continue.
So I was like, okay, at least they beat the Kings. So we got revenge for the year for 2 years ago after blowing the 3 games non-league. Okay, got revenge with the Kings, beat them for the one. Always good to beat LA because beating LA for us, that's our Stanley Cup right there. So okay, they did that. Then
Ice Cube say it's a good day.
Yeah. So then the second round, we thought it was going to be tough because Nashville's always been feisty in the playoffs.
The Predators are a very good ran organization.
Yes. 100%. So then it's the conference finals. It's against the Blues. Blues are tough. St. Louis is a fantastic sports town.
Ain't no punk. Get one of the best NFL. Get that city an NFL team. St. Louis needs a football team.
St. Louis is one of the best sports cities in the United States of America.
100%.
They love their Cardinals.
Yes.
They love their Blues. And I mean,
Yes.
you saw how crazy they were with the Battlehawks of the XFL.
Yes.
And
Get
that's
them an NFL franchise.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, hell, let's get them an NBA franchise as well. I believe they will. If you build it, they will come.
Oh yeah, they sure will. So they beat them in 6, and you're like,
Wait a minute.
what? But for most of that playoff series, Martin Jones was outstanding in that, just ran out of gas, and Pittsburgh eventually won.
Hell, the Bernsey was scoring machine.
Bernsey was on fire. Juicy Couture, before he
Yes.
became captain, was on fire. Of course,
Yes.
former Captain Joe Pavelski led the way. Of
Belsky,
course,
yes.
and of course,
Wait a minute. Do we have? Maybe going a little farther back. No, he wasn't there. That's too far back. I was thinking Teemu Solani might have been there, but he wasn't. That was
no, he was retired by then. But
yeah. That was a few years back. Teemu played with the Sharks.
But Teemu did get his ring with the Mighty Ducks. Fantastic career.
Yeah,
one of my favorite hockey players of all time.
Next to Sergei Fedorov, Teemu Solani, one of mine. That was the only reason why I was a Red Wings fan. Sergei Fedorov.
Yes,
him and Lindstrom was, but they were killing.
Nicholas Lindstrom.
And was it what they had a guy? Fear? I think they had a guy named Flair. Flair was something like that. But yeah,
him, Brandon Shanahan, of course.
Shanahan, yep.
Stevie Eisman, he was my guy.
Yeah,
love Steve Eisman, of course.
It was Sergey for me, man. That man used to be floating on them skates.
Yes, sir. Sergey's about the only rush you would like, because the man used to fly across the ice. No question about that. So then they would go for 3 more years, and then before COVID hit, they got to the conference final, and then that was the end of it. And now they're finally in a rebuild, which, like I said, I believe in my career.
I do. I believe I believe in this organization a little bit more than I in the past.
Yes,
you're going in the right direction.
Yes,
just give them some time. I think I'll pay attention to them more this year, because I think they will be. It's time. I think they'll be okay.
Well, you just got to see what they're going to do, because they got the 4th pick in the draft.
Oh, so they got a hit.
They got up there, even though they were turning over Connor Bednar, but the Blackhawks got the number 1 pick. So, all intents purposes, think he's going to be drafted them. So it's interesting to see what the Sharks are going to do with the 4th pick. But really can't be mad, because in 31 seasons of Sharks hockey, they've been to the playoffs 21 times. 21 times. That's
only
pretty good.
Times out their whole.
Yes.
Bro, we're older than the Sharks.
Yes.
We're older than the Sharks.
Yes, we are. We are 9 years older than the Sharks. We are 9 and 8 years respectively older than the Sharks. But 21 playoff appearances in 31 seasons. That's not bad.
You're a winning franchise.
Yeah, you've been playing some consistent hockey.
Yeah, some good consistent hockey. I agree.
Now, with that said, let's switch over to the Sweet Soundtrack. So, we keep seeing evidence of it.
You took my final thought. You some bitch. Let's talk about it. I'm glad we're talking about it. Yes.
But because we have been on this show,
yes,
for almost about a year and a half, talking about, please get your shit together. Please, please, please. We finally may be getting there.
I don't think we need a press conference. They're over here speaking on it themselves, bro.
Correct, but
that's something that boxers don't do until the press conference. They went on Stephen A. Smith's show.
They went on First Take. Yes, they did.
It's done.
Yes.
So that was my press conference, because Stephen A. Smith ain't gonna bring you unless you bring you something.
If it's official.
Yeah. So I'm calling it official.
So, for all intents and purposes, the unification of the welterweight division between Terrence Bud Crawford and Earl Spence Jr. apparently has been signed, sealed, delivered, and it will take place July 29th in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Rematch clause, and whoever the winner is, it's a rematch clause, and they have to put it in within 30 days. So that's letting you know that we're getting 2 fights. And then if the other person that lost the fights wins, we get a trilogy.
We get a trilogy.
Oh,
if we get a trilogy of Bud and Earl, oh boy. So here we go. We know it's going to be hyped up as heck. It might be just as hyped up as it was between Hagler and Hearns back in 1985.
Can you figure out the stardom that's going to be at the T-Mobile Arena?
Oh, the passion is going to be there. So here's what we know. Welterweight division. Yes. Earl Spence has 3 of the belts.
Yes.
Terrence Crawford has 1.
Yes.
Crawford is the WBO welterweight champion. Spence has the IBF, the WBC, and the WBA. So
all belts are up on the line.
Yes. So somebody will indeed be king of the welterweights on July the 29th. That is the date for the fight. It will be a Showtime pay-per-view. There won't be no joint pay-per-view. Showtime will have the proceeds and have the privilege of broadcasting that fight. Now, obviously, we are going to definitely talk more about it. Of course,
that bad boy going to sell. I'm kidding it. I thought about coming out there until I saw the ticket price just to walk in the building.
Yeah.
$900? Nope.
No.
Nope. Nope. Now, if I say this, if I didn't have children, I'd have done it. Easy.
But he is a married man, and he does have a mortgage to pay for.
Well, you heard what I said.
I heard you said.
I
heard what you said.
I'll be there. But since I can't go to Vegas, it will be here. And you never know. Me and my brother might do a YouTube. I mean, not a YouTube. We might be on IG and give our own little Howard Letterman.
Okay, Jim. I have it.
There we go.
And just
and I'm not don't you dare ask me who I got in the fight. I'm a boxing fan that day. This is just what boxing needs because I like I love Spence and I do love Crawford. So
he's probably hoping this is the one time he actually hope it's actually a draw. He's thinking about it, folks.
Well, it don't matter. We're already getting 2.
At least
we're getting 2 fights out of it. There will be 2 fights. It's guaranteed 2 fights. So I just ask me after the fight, and when because I know they're gonna put in the 30 day because they have 30 days to say they want the rematch. They'll probably put the rematch in under a week. So ask me after the fight what I think. Now, does it go to distance? No, never mind. We're gonna save it. We're saving it. We're saving it. That question got right to the point real quick. So no, I'm sorry, we're not answering that right now. We're not doing that. We're not gonna do that.
So here's something I'm trying to understand. Why, in their right mind, why is Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury trying to discuss a September fight? Why? I know it'll do heavy numbers.
Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury?
Yes. Yeah. In September.
I don't need that fight right now.
No, I agree.
Do we need that fight right now?
No.
Who do we want Tyson Fury to fight right now?
Alexander Usyk. That's what we want.
Exactly.
Give me unification of the world heavyweight title. Give me that.
Yeah, I don't need that fight right now.
So
I wanted that fight when Joshua had the belt.
Yes. we wanted when Wilder had the belt. When Josh,
Wilder, yes,
when Josh and Wilder both had their belts, it's like, you know what? Yes. These 2 Negroes need to come together now. I need Survivor playing Eye of the Tiger. I need the gloves.
I need you. Bataroo.
Referee, man. Just stay in your lane. That's all I ask. Stay in your lane. Sterling. Anyhow, yeah, really don't need that fight. But also, what I would like is, damn it, Cinnamon, fight Benavides. Give me that. Or fight a Charlo.
Yes.
One of those two.
Now,
Benavides or Charlo. Give me that.
I do like what Haney might be going after next.
Oh boy. Well, you sent it to me, and apparently there's only two guys that won Mr. Tank Davis once. One is Devin Haney, fresh off of his, some would say, controversial decision win over Vasily Lomachenko, or Mr. Shakur Stevenson. Oh boy.
And you already know how I think we talked about Shakur Stevenson on multiple shows.
Yes.
We kept
Yes.
talking about boxing.
Yes.
That man is a flat out
Yes.
boxer.
Yes.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
And he is finally starting to get his recognition that he deserves. Shakur.
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
Because the head movement and the feet work have always been there.
Yes.
And his precision when he punches is only going to get better. He's just very, very tactical, but he just executes his game plan almost similar to how Andre Ward did when Andre fought. It's just very tactical, very just fluid, and just tremendous feet work. Of course, it helps when you got a guy like Virgil Hunter training Andre Ward. So
that helps.
That helps. Definitely helps a lot. But I'm okay with Tank fighting either of those two. But if it's Tank and Shakur Stevenson, that could be very, very special if Haney decides not to fight Shakur, because Shakur said at the fight he is not ready for me. And
I will be a boxing fan if it's Tank versus Haney. But if excuse me, if Haney is
fighting Shakur,
I'm a boxing fan. No. I'll be pulling for Shakur Stevenson if he fights Haney.
I think Shakur.
But if Tank and Shakur fights, I'm just a spectator. Because they're both tremendous boxers, and that will be just one. You just give me 8 rounds. I don't need the distance. Just give me 8. So I know both of y'all ain't gonna run from the middle of the ring.
Oh no, it's going to be the ultimate chess match, just like I think Bud and Spence is going to be the ultimate chess match.
And that's what makes it so good, because they both have the right mentality how to fight.
Yes. And we all know Bud notoriously is a slow starter.
Oh yeah,
But once it gets to round 4, that's when Bud starts going into precision mode and just starts dissecting you. And then by the middle rounds, you're just screwed.
You're getting tattooed because you don't know.
Same with Earl. Filling out process. Once it gets past round 4, if he figures you out, that's a problem. But all dates decided aiming for July 29th at T-Mobile Arena. Again, the fight we've been watching for at least a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Thank God it didn't take 5 to 6.
Correct. But since you said I was taking your final shot, you may continue with your final shot if you would like to add more to that.
I don't have nothing to add to it. That's what I was going to end with, was the Spence and the Bud fight. That's perfect. I mean, this is why we do the show, because we do. I mean, I took one of yours before, so it comes around, and it leads to a good conversation. So
mine will be a 2-parter. First off, I would be remiss if we did not talk about the legendary career of one Anime Bullock, of course, better known to the world as Tina Turner.
Amen.
You want to talk about? I mean, I know that the word icon is overused a lot.
It ain't overused when you talk about.
But when it comes to Tina Turner, she is the living embodiment of that word. Because a lot of women have been inspired by her, of what she overcame, what she endured, what she went through, and the comeback, which didn't happen until her mid-40s. I mean, when she made the Private Dancer album, she was 44 years old. So that just goes to show That just goes
How
to show you
talented she is and how people loved her music.
the longevity of the years. And she was in her 50s when she was the spokesperson for Hanes stockings because, of course, one thing
Yes.
about Tina, she had some of the best looking legs you'll ever want to see, and she was doing all this in heels. If you ever see her perform Proud Mary live, and she does it in heels, you just like, how is she not breaking her ankles? But the fans adored her. She was a tremendous talent. Of course, the Queen of Rock and Roll is her moniker, and as the years went by, she embraced it because I mean, yes, Tina could sing a lot of different genres, but it just seemed like rock was her calling, and she was very proud of that. Of course, she ended up having a stroke a few years ago, and then the tragedies of losing her only son or her only birth son. She adopted the two sons previously with Ike, which we don't need to go to the whole story. Of course, you can just watch the infamous limo scene. What's that got to do with the know-how? Tina finally how Tina finally fought back. But she lived a tremendous life. She performed well into her 70s and then finally retired. Multiple time Grammy winner, Lifetime Award Grammy winner, one of only few people to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. Once with her music with Ike, and of course as herself. She was a Switzerland citizen. She had passed away in her home in Zurich, Switzerland, but did come back to the States to witness her play named after her. But if I can coin a phrase from one of her songs, Tina Turner was indeed simply the best, and she will be missed tremendously. But of course, the music goes on forever.
Indeed.
In addition,
now I gotta go find what's love got to do with it so I can watch it.
Eat the cake, anime. Eat the cake.
Excuse me?
Eat the cake, anime. Eat the cake.
I just want to get straight to the limo scene.
It's so bad now. It's so tough now, right? Yeah, when you need some,
she took that hill off and beat the dog shit out of Ike with it.
After I got kneed in the nuts.
Oh, it was rap. It was rap. But the ending of the scene when they both walked up into the in the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And man, well, you better wake me up for my nap. And Dee was like, okay. You go to sleep? Okay, I'm out.
Continue.
I'm out. In addition to that, on Monday, it's an observance of those men and women that sacrificed, that left home to never come home so that we could come home and live our lives with the liberties and freedoms that we have. So take the time to say a prayer for those families that had soldiers in their families that they lost to the casualties of war, to defend the freedoms and liberties of this country against enemies, foreign and domestic. Just take the time to put your arm around a grieving veteran that grieves their brothers and sisters that they lost in battle. And to those soldiers, you honored us with your sacrifice and your bravery, and there will never be enough thank yous to appreciate all what you've done in service, in serving in our own forces. So again, we say thank you, because again, it's because of your bravery and sacrifice that we are able to live our lives as freely and willingly as we want to in this country. So thank you.
Well spoken, sir. Well spoken.
Well, we do what we can because you, as along with I, we have had people that we've known that have served in the armed forces. So it does hit close to home for a lot of us.
Yep.
So with that said, this really wasn't, I guess you would say, a rapid fire edition, but it turned into a little
we got
extended, a little extended version of the Mizzle and Dub show. But again, just to recap, Spence and Crawford, July 29th. Yes. Can the Dallas Stars force a Game 7, which Game 6 is on Monday on TNT? Can the Boston Celtics do the impossible and be the first team in NBA history to overcome a 3-game stun series? It's the first time this has happened that have teamed down 3-0 and has forced a game 7 since the 2003 Blazers forced a game 7 against the Mavericks, but it was the Mavericks that won game 7 eventually. Can the Irish draw some luck one more time, or will the Heat finally put the burn on the parquet floor? We will soon find that out all on Memorial Day, Monday. In addition to all the great baseball games and hot dogs and apple pie and whatever things that you do on Memorial Day, or steak or ribs, for that matter. Yes, I did say apple pie. Yes, I did.
No, thank you for mentioning that. I have to go.
Oh yes, get some.
No, I think there will be plenty of desserts here tomorrow. So
nice, but you never know. We may go live during Game 7 on Monday on our Instagram page. You never know. Haven't done it in a while, so
I am off that day, but I think I might still have a house lock, depending on if the house is still full. If it's just a few selected people that know about the show, maybe I'll go live. Yes. But I'll keep you.
But nonetheless, we thank you for watching this edition of the Mizzle Dub Show. Don't forget the Mizzle Dub Show IG page, the Mizzle Dub Show page on YouTube. Again, we thank you to our subscribers and our followers. So that's just the way it goes. So for Mizzle and for Seth freaking Rollins, the new World Heavyweight Champion with the gold belt, as he is once again the visionary, as Mizzle hears the music in his background, as the crowd all sings in unison, I'm Double A saying thank you for watching. And as always, it is 5 o'clock. Some damn where empty bottles at all. And Batman.
Peace out, America.